Okay? Preach it! Preach it! The mix B is normally the tape return. That's this section right here. All right? The problem with this is that both this and this are control room out. Your tape return and your channel fader, when selected to left right, both go to these speakers. That will screw you up when you are listening to the playback, because you'll have this up, that down, this up, and you're perceiving that you're getting a really nice solid full sound, when what you're getting is a stacked sound, because what you record does not sound exactly like what you hear here.
So make sure it's off.
We'll get to it. We'll get to that. Just understand, tape return normally here, mic normally here. The way I get my line to come down my channel path is by pushing the line button down. It does not move the microphone anywhere. It simply terminates it. Does everybody understand that? If the mic is if the line is down, the microphone input goes absolutely nowhere. Does everybody understand that? Tape return still comes here. IP reverse is input reverse. The two inputs that it reverses are the tape return and the line feed. That means if I have my line down and my IP down, my line input now goes to my monitor mix, and my tape return now comes down to my fader. Everybody with me? If my line is up and my IP is down, if my line is up and my IP is down, my microphone is coming here, my line is now coming here, and my tape return goes absolutely nowhere. That's why I said the preamp section of this one sucks as far as the architecture layout goes.
That's just how they wired it.
That's the architecture.
Off this board, or how they,
What do you mean you don't have no walls inside? It's all glass. That's the architecture. I don't want to take no damn shower in front of my kids and neighbors and everybody else.
take a bath.
Then don't buy this architecture. Okay, this is the top. This is the top, okay? So, line switches between the mic and the line as far as the fader is concerned. IP switches between tape return and the line. Where it goes is dependent upon this IP switch.
What is that IP?
IP is input. That's what IP stands for, input. Why they put a line through the I don't know. I/P, really, it's input. I think it's because it's a British board and it's an input and it's a playback. So it's input and playback that you're reversing.
Makes sense.
The playback is the tape return. So you're switching the input, and mics aren't inputs, they're XLR, they're not line level. So it's just that the British are pretty, they're British, what can I say? Anybody in here British?
Yes.
Okay. I apologize then.
Thank you.
But you totally understand what I'm saying. Okay. Come on, Benny Hill was funny to them. Okay? Does everybody understand that? What normally goes to the B mix? Tape return. What normally comes to the channel mix? Mics. If I want to reverse the tape and the line, you can't reverse the tape and the mic. You can never get the mic to go anywhere. Mic comes here and here only. That's it. Mic never goes anywhere but here. All switches up, you've got mic input.
So how do you get
Line down, line is here.
It's just line
What
down,
sound is being traveled?
Tape down, tape there.
Signal flow. It's just, it's hard for people to wrap their head around.
So the line is here,
Nope, the mic is there.
The
so
mic
but
is
if you
there.
hit line, then it
Now the
goes
line
line,
is there.
and then don't leave reverse up to keep that here.
What do you mean?
So if you
Keep
want
what there?
the line
Okay, if I hit the IP, where does the line move to?
to this,
And what moves from there? What moves down here?
the
Tape
goes
return.
there.
There you go.
So normally with it up and you hit line, line just goes right here.
Correct.
All right.
Mic, line, or tape return. Line or tape return. That's it. Mic, line, and tape return.
No mic.
Line or tape return. What is here is driven by the IP. What is here is driven by the line and the IP. Does everybody understand that? All switches up, mic. Line down, line. Line and IP, playback, line. Mike is nowhere to be found. Mike has left the building. Does everybody understand that? Okay. The inserts on this board, if you happen to use the patch bay, the inserts on this board, if you happen to use the patch bay, the sends and returns, are post EQ,
Not just post.
not post preamp like most boards,
Yeah, that's right.
not post preamp like most boards.
It's British.
It's British. The sends and returns are post EQ.
What does that mean?
What does it mean? It means if you insert something over here, it's coming through the EQ section before it hits the send. As opposed to most console architecture where as soon as it exits the preamp, you can now do external processing on it.
So what you're saying is that we can EQ.
What's that? You EQ here, you EQ everything downstream. Sends, returns, everything. That's exactly it. But this is a live record console. Yes. Even in live, I want to do my sibilance control up here before it hits my EQ. I don't want my EQ driving my processors. We'll get into that though. Pre or post EQ processing. Pre or post EQ processing. We'll get into that. Okay. When do you EQ first? When you have to. When do you EQ second? When you have to. There are no rules in audio, people. We'll talk about that. We'll learn about it. Okay? I'm kind of really into that stuff. All right? I like natural sound. I like my mixes to be the band, as if I was sitting there during a rehearsal and they were just nailing it. That's what I want my mixes to be.
Go a longer way like that anyway.
Huh?
Go a longer way like that.
Yes, it will.
Versus thinking you know.
Okay, so EQs are pre-insert. It is preamp, EQ, and then insert. The auxes, all of the auxes can be pre. All of the auxes can be pre. All of the auxes can be pre. You can send the raw, or you can send it post fader. Okay? Or you can send it post fader. 5 and 6 in both these studios. Aux 5 and Aux 6 are your Q mix. Your playback mix. Well, I don't like that term because playback is what I'm listening to off of here. Q mix is what it's really called, technically called. It's the Q mix. Okay, that's why most of the in-ear monitoring systems always have QUE in them, because it's a queuing mix. That's what it's for. Okay, timing. Does everybody understand? All right. So these are all pre. Monitor. Notice you can aux 5 and 6 to monitor. You can aux 5 and 6 to monitor.
Meaning that's
You
gonna
can
be-
send the 5 and the 6 to the monitors, what they say. Doesn't work.
None of them?
Doesn't work. Architecture is not what they say it is.
Really?
Okay? Okay.
So if I do a mix and they want, if they want to hear what they've done,
Well, the reason they did this, their thoughts behind it was that if your Q mix is 5 and 6 and I hit this, I can actually hear how much I'm sending over there. But because you have this gain control here, it's not a true representation of what you're sending to them. You understand what I'm saying? Great idea on paper. Okay?
It's never used.
Do you understand? But I now have to adjust my tape return, zero it, to actually hear my level here. Does everybody understand that? I don't like that. And if you look, there is no zero on the monitor level. Okay? So it's not a true representation. And you don't have the ability to solo any of your freaking aux outs. Okay?
oh, really?
This isn't a real board.
4 or 5 $100.
It's a talk. It is a great learning, it is a great learning console because it is a pain in the ass console. The pre's suck. Plug a 57 or a 58 into this thing, you're gonna have to practically crank it to 10 just to hear the mic. And when you do, it's all of a sudden gonna become very explosive. Boom! Boom! So you're gonna have to sit there and literally microscopically try to adjust it and find that right spot on a 57 or a 58. Okay?
Hey,
It's a top. It's a great training board.
Can't you Google?
No.
Shh. The assignment matrix. You will never use it because there is no group output.
but what if I'm mixing? See, a lot of people.
There is no group bus output to record. I cannot bus this shit anywhere. Okay? They were supposed to come out with a board that plugged into the back that gave you the ability to actually bus out off of it so that you could drive the old ADATs or even something new like Pro Tools. Or plug it directly into something like the Orion 32. They never got there. They never released it. They've decided they're not going to go there because most everybody has figured out this board sucks.
They want to use it for lives, that's it?
It's a live board in a studio environment.
It's a giant mixer.
Okay. But it doesn't matter. Yeah, it is a giant control surface, with the exception of there's no way that this talks to that. So you don't have VC control. None, zero, nothing, no VC control to your DAW. Period. None.
Not an audio one either?
Nothing. Okay? For that reason,
So,
we typically play our shit back on 1 and 2. And that's it. Recording, you're using it as your front end preamplification stage. That's it.
I'm mixing that too.
Huh?
I'm mixing that too.
You can if you want.
I kind of like it.
I'm glad you're that tactile guy. You like to feel it here. Oh, this is so good.
I like the sensual
Oh,
feeling.
baby, yeah.
I don't like all that
See,
in the box.
I like automating my
Yeah,
shit.
it feels good.
And back in the day when troglodytes walked the earth, we had 24-bit. We had 24-bit, 24-digit automation.
Yeah.
Well, this
We did. We did.
It will automate. You just
It was 5 hands. All right, I got these 5. I got these 8 right here. You get those 8. All right. And you get the next 8. All right. And you knew when you had to bring it down and bring it up, when you had to swing it. And if you didn't get your shit right, everybody else beat on you. Damn, man, come on. We tried to burn the master. We had 24-bit, 24-digit automation.
24.
So you can play with this shit because I'm telling you, my shit's all over the place, man. I use a crap out of automation. I love swinging it, man. Having that that synth just kind of walk through the mix. Oh man, it's just so cool. All right, we don't know all that stuff. All right. So really, all we're doing is left, right here. Left, right. Here's your master aux outputs right here. This is them.
The ones that you can't hear.
You have 1 through 4 that you can use for the outboard gear. I'm not even going to explain the outboard gear.
Why? See,
Because we're not going to use it.
I wanna use that shit. See, that's what I be saying.
That goes through here. You can if you want.
Sound way better than that preamp over there.
You can. It's hardwired.
Oh, yeah.
I didn't say you can't. Oh, 27 through 30. Over there, it's 20.
21.
It's either 20 through 24 or it's 17 through 21. I forget. But you can. If you want to use those.
You don't have to go through the patch.
No, you don't. It's hardwired.
They got a YouTube video.
Guys, welcome to the 21st century.
But see, Mr. B, that's what I was trying to explain. That's why I was asking Mr. Nisbet, like, I'll talk to you.
No, no.
I don't wanna talk about it in front of everybody.
The 20th century.
That is a mic preamp.
APIs.
Where's the input for that?
You mean the XLR?
Yeah.
No. No.
In the back?
No. It's right there on the front.
Great, yeah.
And you just gonna have the mic plugged up and put it
I
out.
had to come out. On the line.
Yeah, so you can use them. All right. You'll never use this. You'll never use this. You'll use this. You'll use your monitor. We'll talk about low-level monitoring. Any questions on the channel, though? Because if you learn one, and that's all we're going to really be using is the channels for recording.
So for these preamps are bypassed? Both preamps are bypassed?
No,
I thought it says hardwired.
it is. They're hardwired into the line.
Into the line.
Yeah.
No, think about that. Think about that for a minute.
Right, of course.
Because those are what?
Preamps. Yeah, right.
So that's not a mic's level that we're sending over here. We'd be sending a
Line level.
line level. And you'll notice over here where they come in at, you'll notice it says what it is.
Right.
Line input. Hey. All right. Here's your side. Any questions on the board?
No more about it.
Here's what we're doing
It's upset.
on Thursday.
Right.
Here's what we're doing on Thursday. We are going to meet in here. We are then immediately going to go over there. Okay? We're going to meet in here. We're then immediately going to go over there. I say that with the understanding that each and every one of you is going to review 2 things concerning microphones. 2 things concerning microphones. Polar patterns. Polar patterns.
And mic continue.
Room modes. Room modes. Actually,
Reverb,
You got a bathroom mode?
it